to the Rubicon. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Off-Road Hub. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. I just crossed the Idaho-Oregon border and got about an hour and a half of sleep. I left a lot later than I had hoped, and so I'm on a time crunch to go pick up the vehicle that I'm going to be driving on the Rubicon, which is going to go on this empty trailer back here. So I'm in my truck camper right now, and today I'm gonna kind of try to take you along for the journey a little bit. People have asked to hear about my truck, which is my tow rig, and my truck camper, my car hauler trailer. So I'm gonna talk about all those things at some point today, and also I'll introduce you to the vehicle that I'm picking up and we'll be using for the next few days. So I am heading further west into Oregon toward the Medford area, and that's where I'll be picking that vehicle up. So here we go. Well, I've been driving for about 5 hours now, and as you can see, the sun is finally up. Feeling great after my hour and a half of sleep last night. I ran over a rabbit and almost hit an antelope so far today. So anyways, like I was saying, I was going to take a second here while I'm pulled over and taking a break from driving to show you my setup here, since some of you have been curious for a long time, and I've never really talked about it. So the truck that supports the Off-Road Hub mobile headquarters is a 2000 Dodge 3500. It has the Cummins 5.9 diesel and an NV 4500 5-speed manual transmission. Everything under the hood is totally stock, and that's just the way I like it. I mean, this engine has plenty of power for what I want to do. I don't need to be running 800 horsepower, and what I'm really going for is longevity and hopefully, you know, halfway decent fuel economy. Fully loaded up with the FJ on the back and the camper and everything, I do about 13 miles per gallon, which isn't that bad considering there are FJ cruisers out there by themselves that get about 13 miles per gallon. So when you consider what I'm hauling, that's not too bad. This truck is the rear-wheel drive version, but it is a dually setup, so I guess you could say it's still four-wheel drive. I really like it because I think it's probably one of the most reliable setups out there. It just rolled over 234,000 miles this morning, and it's running great. That Cummins diesel with the manual transmission, as opposed to an automatic, I think is a much more reliable option, so I'm pretty happy with it. Now let me tell you about my trailer. I recently picked this up when I was down in Texas. It's from Triple G Trailers out of Amarillo. It's all steel construction. And yeah, it's really heavy duty. It's kind of a specialized trailer. It's 8.5 feet wide and 16 feet long. So it's pretty short and pretty wide. Perfect for the new FJ build. My old trailer wouldn't have been wide enough for the FJ. You can see it's got LED lights, which is, you know, kind of expected in 2021. I installed these stake pocket tie downs. So it didn't come with tie downs, which is kind of a bummer, but I got a really good deal on the trailer. It was surprisingly inexpensive. Here are the ramps. The pull out of here, and then they just install in this lip back here. These fenders are drive over, so they're made to support the weight of a vehicle, so you can get a wide vehicle on there like the FJ is gonna be. Let's see, it's got dual 5,200 pound axles, so really heavy duty. More lighting up here, more stake pocket tie downs, and it's got this kind of receiver on it where it bolts in, and that's on a 2 5/16 ball? I think that's right. Anyways, yeah, nothing too extraordinary. It's got trailer brakes, so it helps me stop all this mass going down the road, and I'm pretty happy with it. The rusting is kind of surprising. I'm not sure they used the best paint when they put this together. It's only seen salt one time, so I might have to repaint it sometime sooner than expected. But like I said, I got a pretty good deal on it, and it'll fit the super wide FJ after the build. Now, my truck camper is a Fleetwood Angler. I think that's the model. It's got a extended bed up here, so your head actually sits over here and you lay lengthwise this way rather than horizontally like that. So it's pretty roomy inside. We'll get in there. For AC power, I've got this extension cord wrapped up here that runs into the window there. And when I'm parked in a spot, I'll extend this out to under the hood, and I've got an inverter that I hook up to the batteries so I can charge my laptop and all the cameras and everything else that I use in here. I'm tied down to the frame on the front on both sides, but just to the rear bumper on the back, which has been more than sufficient. This is the hot water heater, so I can have hot water. This is the fresh water fill, and I just noticed this morning that I'm missing my cap, so that stinks. This is for hooking up to shore power so that I can use the outlets that are inside, and it also charges the battery that's in the camper. An exhaust, and then here's an outdoor shower, which, you know, when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and I mean really out in the middle of nowhere, when I know that nobody else is going to be around, and usually I wait till nighttime, I'll use that outdoor shower. I like it. In the back here, I got my gray and black water drains. And then just a storage compartment over here. I've got some stairs that can go up to the back door, some pieces of plywood for the jacks, and this is a drain for the fresh water tank if I want to drain that out. Let's see, over here is just a big window, and then my battery is in here. It is a deep cycle battery that powers anything 12 volt inside. And then right in here, I've got a propane tank. So that'll power my stove, of course, and then also the fridge. So this is the inner sanctum of the Off-Road Hub mobile headquarters. This is a full-size queen bed. I shouldn't say full-size because that's a size of bed, but that is an actual queen size bed, which is nice. And a nice 4-inch mattress I got off of Amazon, so it's really comfy. Got a hatch up there. Windows on both sides. There used to be a window up front, looks like, but it was deleted when we had purchased it. There's a light, speakers, and even a radio. Very 1998 with a tape deck. So I just pulled this camper out of storage, and I didn't really have a chance to clean it. So if you see something in here that, you know, you don't approve of, well, you know, I just pulled it out of storage and I'm just running to the Rubicon. So it's all good. I've got a refrigerator over here. Like I said, that runs off of propane. Works like a champ. Having a refrigerator on the road is a game changer. Turn off my water pump there. Got a sink, a stove with an oven, and a microwave for when I'm plugged into shore power. Some storage up here, some seating over here. Do a lot of video editing here, and more storage right there. And there's a bathroom right in here. So, with a sink and a mirror. So I mean, it's pretty all-inclusive, pretty nice. It's got everything I need it's really comfortable for when I'm traveling on the road. So I really enjoy this format of vehicle for what I do. Having the truck camper I think is really ideal, and a trailer that's just big enough for the vehicle that I'm hauling is perfect. I wouldn't want a longer trailer or anything like that. I don't want an extra large trailer. The camper is a good size for the bed. It doesn't overhang the bed so that I would have to use a hitch extender, because I don't want to diminish my towing capacity, because the FJ is a pretty heavy vehicle. So this valley I stopped in is called the Christmas Valley. It's a big deserty valley, and I'm still a few hours away from Medford, where I'm headed. So I need to get back on the road, and the next time you see the trailer, I'll be loading up that vehicle that I'm going to be using on the Rubicon. All right, 407 miles since 3 a.m. this morning, and I finally arrived at the home of my loaner Froder. So let's see about getting this thing loaded up. And for those of you who thought it was a new Ford Bronco that Ford loaned me to play with on the Rubicon Trail, no. It's not that. It's even better than that. That's right, it's a Samurai. I took it for a drive around the block. I can tell I'm going to be having the most fun out of this entire group. All right, well, now that I picked up the Samurai in Medford, it's just a 6-hour drive down to Reno, and that'll be all the driving for today. In front of me is Mike in a 200 series Land Cruiser, Jeff in his FJ Cruiser. I'll make sure to introduce both of them at a later time. The Samurai actually belongs to Jeff. Jeff is with G3 Offroad, or G3Offroad.com. He builds custom trailers and sells all kinds of off-road tools and accessories. Definitely go check out that website. It's a big, huge favor Jeff to let me use this Samurai. He only bought it a few days ago, and he's definitely never taken it off-road, so pretty interesting taking an untested vehicle out on the Rubicon Trail. But thank you, Jeff, for letting me borrow the Samurai. That's awesome. Pretty excited. I drove it around the block, and it's just going to be so much fun. I'm so excited about it. Tonight when I'm in Reno, I'll do a little walk around in the Samurai and show you some of the stuff that's on it, and yeah, just do a little walk around. All right, guys, I promised I'd give you a little rundown on this Samurai before I wrapped up this video, and I finally stopped driving. It seems like I've been driving for almost 24 hours straight with only a few short breaks, so I am super exhausted, and my day's not over yet, and I've got a big day tomorrow. I am in Reno right now, which is in the vicinity of the Rubicon Trail. We're gonna head up there tomorrow and check it out, and do a little stretch of it, and test out test out the Samurai on there. It's a good looking Samurai. It's not all beat up like a lot of Samurais are. So thank you again. Thanks Jeff for letting me use this. Super generous, just amazing. I'm super excited. So let me give you the rundown on some of the stats on this. So it's got it's locked front and rear. It's got a Spartan locker up front, and then a Yukon Grizzly locker in the rear. It's on 36-inch IROCs, so 36 by 13.5. Pretty beefy tire for a Samurai for sure. It's got the original 1.3 liter Suzuki engine, and let's see what else about it. It's got a 6.5 to 1 transfer case, so it's geared nice and low. Like I said, I drove it around the neighborhood earlier today, and it's a solid crawler for sure. The tires are pretty much new on it, which is good. So those are pretty much the highlights. It's got some lights on it that Jeff installed after he bought it, and this nice front bumper ready for a winch. But you know, this thing's gonna crawl over everything so well, I don't think I'm gonna even need a winch, probably. Maybe that's probably a little over optimistic, but yeah, it's a super cool rig. And over the course of the next few days, in this whole week, and over the course of the next few videos, I'm gonna get to know this vehicle really well. So thanks for coming along on this one. A little bit different. I hope you enjoyed the journey and seeing the truck and the camper and the trailer and the Samurai. So give me a like if you like this one, and subscribe if you haven't already, so that I can share new content with you every Monday and Thursday. We'll see you next time, guys.